Welcome to semifinal Friday of the softball championship here in the American on the campus of East Carolina. It's graduation weekend, and these programs gearing up for the biggest games of their season. Semifinal action, Florida Atlantic, last year's regular season champion, against the #1 seed this year in South Florida. The bracket's been perfect, all top seeds advancing, and at 1 a.m. this morning, East Carolina comes from behind to beat North Texas, which means we have the heavy hitters remaining in this American Conference. Did you get any rest last night? With Maria Travel Peace, I'm Evan Budrovich. So 2 semifinalists, the 4 best teams all regular season, and a dynamic day of softball.
I got a little bit of rest. I'm running on caffeine, especially for this matchup, Evan, because these two teams was a one-run game throughout all 3 in the regular season. South Florida swept it. I can't wait for this matchup today.
It's a week of walk-offs in this tournament, too. 4 game winners, and for Florida Atlantic, Jess Mora got it started.
Coming up in the clutch for her team, walk it off, Jessie Mora. Florida Atlantic was down by 4 runs at one point in this game, but they would not be denied. They're here today in the semifinals because of it. On the South Florida side, they have a player that will not be denied in the batter's box, and that is Alex Welch. She has been incredible for the Bulls this season, hitting .335, and look at that OPS. She's also been great defensively for the Bulls, and they'll need that to beat the Owls here today.
If you like mid-major powerhouses, this is the place to be. American softball off and running. Trip to the championship when we come back. Jordan Clark's Florida Atlantic offense found their life late yesterday against Charlotte, a 5-run final 2 innings. And Kylie Hammonds, the all-conference center fielder, leads off this dynamic attack. We got 2 great pitchers in the circle today, and for South Florida, Ann Long is as good as anybody in this conference, looking to slow down that Florida Atlantic lineup. And she's been in marathon games before and will be tested in this one today.
She's the American Conference Pitcher of the Year for a reason. Evan went 14 innings against Florida Atlantic the last time these 2 teams met up. She got the win in that one, and so she knows how to pitch against these Owls. Can Florida Atlantic adjust to what she threw them in that last series?
And let's introduce you to the 3rd member of our team, Savannah Collins.
Well, in all of Ken Erickson's years of coaching, this team has caused him some reflection this season, just the way that they play and and have the ability to come back into games. And he actually brought up the last time these two teams met up, FAU, 14-inning game, and he said, early in his career, that might not have been a moment that really caused him to pause and reflect and see how special that was to see a team who can dig deep in that way. But this group just has really touched a different tone with him. He talked about how he feels like they've been in postseason play in this grind of conference that they've had over the last couple weekends. And coming into this tournament as the #1 seed today, he said, I can't overcoach. Got to trust my players. This team doesn't take defensive miscues into their at-bats. He's got to let them do their thing they've proven they can do all season long.
What a luxury to have the pitcher of the year, Savannah, to kickstart this first semifinal. And South Florida, who went mano-a-mano Wichita State all year, both 21 wins in the league. And Maria, you noted it. When Florida Atlantic and South Florida met earlier in April, it was neck and neck.
Every game decided by one run, and so I think it speaks to the ability of both of these rosters. And for me, Evan, it's really difficult to think about beating a team 4 times. And so if you're Florida, you have to use that to your advantage. If you're South Florida, think we were able to overcome this team 3 times in the regular season and grit out some of those wins. And so I think this will be such a fun head-to-head matchup. We've seen so many exciting games so far in this tournament. I think this one might even exceed some of those walk-off exciting victories that we've seen already.
Nice way to start your Friday afternoon here in Greenville, North Carolina. The host squad plays later today against Wichita State. There's Bella Foran, the top of this Florida Atlantic order, finding ways to get the job done. That was Jordan Clark's message after she scored 2 runs late in the comeback win. Florida Atlantic, who was the darlings of this league, 2 straight at-large berths with 40-plus win years, but now playing more of an underdog role and playing with fire after last night's win.
And Jordan Clark thinking that maybe this is what that team needs, right? To play as an underdog instead of being the hunted. They're now hunting.
This year as a 4 seed, earned a tiebreaker for a bye. Had to battle a really good Charlotte club that pushed them to the limits. 2-0 win there. Part gospel choir, part inspirational music from this dugout of Florida Atlantic. They know how to get it going. Slow roller off Foran's bat. Nice flip. Look at Garcia Soto, the best defender in this conference, and you see why.
She's the 3-time American Defensive Player of the Year, earning that award this season again as well. And anytime you hit the ball near Garcia Soto, you have to imagine there's a good chance you'll be out. That's a perfectly placed ball by Bella Foran, but so quick Kathy is over there in that middle infield to get the out.
That's rarefied air for Garcia Soto as well. 3 times getting the job done in her senior year. And another strike to Kylie Hammonds, who herself took a huge step in a redshirt junior year. First team All-League, back-to-back seasons. Last year as a defender, this year with her growth offensively.
She's so great in that 2-hole as well because left-handed hitter with the speed. She can lay down a bunt if you need to. She'll slap, and also Jordan Clark challenging her to hit the ball for more power this year as well, and she stepped up to that challenge.
Coach Clark said the perfect leader for our offense as Kylie fights one off. In that comeback, a clutch single in the 6th when Charlotte got its biggest lead, right? 4 runs in the inning. The Rally Chicken got propped on that dugout, and then the bats just kept firing. And 4 walk-off wins on the week. We still got a bunch of softball to decide this American ticket to the tournament. Now it's 2-2 on Hammonds.
In Long not missing by much with that screwball on the outside corner, keeping it away from the left-handed hitters.
Of course, on Cinco de Mayo week, there's Taco Tuesday hats floating around the dugout. These girls having a lot of fun this week in Greenville.
And of course, that's Ansley Lambert wearing the Taco Tuesday hat. We talked about her a lot yesterday and the energy that she brings in the dugout, in the bullpen, and then what she brought into the circle late in that game against Charlotte yesterday. And
for the final 2 innings to close out the Niners in that quarterfinal round. Here's the 2-2 to Hammonds. No swing at third, says Kevin Conger, so the at-bat works full.
Changing the planes there is Ann Long, moving outside and coming back in on the hands of Kylie Hammonds.
Last time Ann Long saw this lineup, diced him up for 14 scoreless innings. He gives up a deep foul ball here.
He essentially pitched 2 games in one day and grinded through every single one.
In a tournament where Jesse Anamora and many others have gotten involved with some late heroics. I knew this tournament was going to be wonky when the first game came down to a Faith Russell hit, and it just keeps having the fun. How about strike 3 from Ann Long, dotting it up well.
I love the decision here from Ann Long to go back inside to Kylie Hammonds. She took that pitch as a ball the last time. Long moves the rise ball up an inch and back over the plate to get the strikeout.
It's an important nugget, too. Long gets a lot of strikeouts looking, for her dominance with 95 Ks. Good percentage of that is keeping hitters off balance.
She locates her pitches well, and I think the speed on it has increased from last year to this year as well, hitting in the upper 60s as opposed to the mid-60s a season ago. And so when she can spot it, she's difficult to hit.
At times throughout the year, Long led the country in total ERA. She was at dominant pace throughout the year. And not many blemishes in Ann's numbers. A prolific sophomore season now for South Florida. Ken Erickson.
She'll spot that off-speed pitch in there as well. And a big reason why her ERA is so good is because of the defense behind her. We talked about Kathy Garcia Soto, but Alex Wilkes at short, Dania Brooks over there at third. This Bulls team is so effective defensively.
Mora pops one up to left. Here's Elliott out there. And a quick 3 outs for South Florida. The number 1 seed comes to the plate when we come back. Ken Erickson, South Florida lineup enters as a great sacrifice punt team. I love old school small ball clubs, and there are sisters all over the place. 7 different sisters on the South Florida lineup. The Gallinagi and the Wilkes family is heavily involved in this order, hitting 3-4 today against the number 1 pitcher in this conference last year. Autumn Courtney taking big steps in year 4 as well as a senior, and tries to punch her team's ticket to the championship.
She was great the first time through that Charlotte order yesterday, but then the 49ers got on her a bit. But against South Florida earlier in this season, went 14 innings, lost by just a run, Evan. So she's been effective against this Bulls offense. Can she do that here today is the question.
So Courtney's first test is Olivia Elliott. The senior outfielder grew up in Tampa, right? Such a great connection to this program. But played for her rival on that great I-4 series as UCF comes over to South Florida. It's been even better the last 3 years. And after a second-team all-conference junior year, a productive senior season.
You mentioned her being from the Florida area. That's one thing that Ken Erickson does such a great job of, making sure he gets the best players within that Tampa radius, and Olivia Elliott, one of those.
Courtney going to work. That's soft contact. And a tough post short is late. Good speed to beat Rivers' throw.
Hannah Rivers was a little bit deep on Olivia Elliott, the left-handed hitter who will occasionally slap. This one just poked softly to Rivers at short, and because she's deeper, charges it, but unable to get the quick Elliott running down the line.
Speed kills this time of year in South Florida is loaded with weapons offensively. Here's Garcia Soto. That punt goes foul.
With the way that this South Florida team likes to play the small ball, you can guess that Kathy Garcia Soto may square around again here. It's one thing Ken Erickson focuses on. If you play for the Bulls, you have it ingrained in your brain. Get them on, get them over, get them in.
In an American Conference where both East Carolina and South Florida are top 5 in the country in bunting. There's a little slap work that goes foul. Right past Coach Erickson.
You'll see some of that as well, that slash. So the bunt, pull back, and you're trying to hit it on the ground to create yet another sacrifice type situation with some soft contact. And it's something the Bulls practice a ton. Coach Erickson making sure that you can do your job. You can get the bunts down. You can get the slash down. It's such a huge part of their game.
Another Tampa kid slots in with nobody out and fouls this off. One of the most versatile defenders in her 4-year career. That jersey's looking marvelous with the glitter on top as well. It's a good luck glitter that Ann Long uses before her starts. Must have shared the mojo with her defensive stalwart. And a take there.
It's a big process pregame. You'll see them out in front of the dugout. Everybody gets some glitter. The support staff, even some of the coaches. I know in the championship game last year they tried to put some on Coach Erickson. I don't think he was having it, but nonetheless, still worked. They won.
Swing and a miss. Good pitch from Autumn Courtney. And that was a strike. It just slipped out of the glove on the transfer, so one away.
Autumn Courtney going to the rise ball against Kathy Garcia Soto, which is a difficult pitch for Garcia Soto to slash. It's up, it's away, lunging at it. Soto can't get a piece.
Courtney off that great All-American, National All-American season last year. And this is emblematic of Florida Atlantic's team, right? Taking that jump from being a surprise national seed and a surprise ranked team, and now having to play with expectations. And Courtney doing her part down the stretch. That was an area Coach Clark liked her club to play with some fire entering this tournament.
And you saw it last night, especially in those later innings. They go down by 4 runs. They rally the troops and come back to win that game. That's the fire Coach Clark's been looking for.
Alexa Galligani's turn. It's a big pop-up towards Mora. The sisterhood of the traveling Bulls must be fantastic because her dad's in attendance today. There's Coach Erickson, who's recruited 3 sets of sisters. He's the all-time winningest coach at South Florida in any sport. Right, he's done such a great job here. And after a championship last tournament, his number 1 seed tries to break a 4-year curse where the 1 seeds have been upset on the week. And a liner left is caught. Bella Foran tracks that down, living up to her name, 2 away.
Alexa Galligani made good contact on that pitch, reading Courtney throwing that screwball on the outside corner. Goes with it and makes some solid contact, but Foran out there and left, great jump to cut that ball off.
Speaking of sisters, Alex Wilkes has 2 of her own on this club and has shined in year 3. Another Tampa kid. Jocelyn, Alex, and Casey are a big part of this program from Gaither High School in the heart of Tampa. And they have loved every moment representing this home program the last 3 years.
I love the jump that Alex Wilkes has taken this year, too. I mean, her numbers have always been good, but when you see the way that she's played defensively as well, it's so impressive of how she continues to get better in a Bulls uniform.
Described by Coach Erickson as one of the best hitters he's ever seen, right? And this is 18 NCAA tournament years and 3 decades of success at South Florida. But Wilkes is the standout that he'll remember. Called it fortunate to have her back for this junior year, too. Really speaks to her talent. And facing a stud arm in Autumn Courtney. And this is popped up. Forehand chasing. Nice job to bring that in. The scoreless first for both squads as we continue semifinal Friday.
This is where success is earned, never given. Where character and grit break the status quo, and competition drives ambition. Ignited by innovation, united by mission, bold in service. It is set in stone. One footprint, 15 world-class institutions, one conference. This is the American, built to rise.
Season 2 of Athletes Unlimited Softball League. Loading 6 teams take the field in their home markets. Each stacked with a lineup worthy of the spotlight. The AUSL on ESPN. This is legendary.
What a fun summer on tap in the AUSL. Second year, building even bigger and better. And there's some great ties to this conference too, Savannah.
Familiar with Georgina Korick, who graduated in 2022, first Triple Crown winner in NCAA history for pitching, and she has continued that at the pro level, was just named the AUSL Pitcher of the Year in 2025, won the inaugural championship with the Utah Talons, and best thing for Bulls fans is they can just keep wearing green. It's just a little bit darker of a shade for the Talons compared to the Bulls, but just speaks to the talent that's in the AUSL. You know, 17 golden tickets for the newcomers, but there are some veterans like Korick who are just tearing it up in their careers and, believe it or not, getting even better as they continue as pro softball players.
Yes, Van, I love that these ties come to the American, too, all across the country. And Ann Long, who pitches today, went to the same high school as Georgina. Both of them have been stud arms at South Florida. If you have talent, we will find you in the AUSL. And the 2-0 count here to Chloe Yates, the catcher and captain for Florida Atlantic.
Well, I think it not only speaks to Georgina Korick's talent, but I also think it speaks a lot to the way that Ken Erickson can develop pitchers. You saw how great Korick got throughout her career at South Florida, and the same thing is occurring now with Ann Long.
Long has been a real bulldog in her 2-year career. It takes a lot to pitch at South Florida, right? And some of the names we talked about. Her 14-inning game stands the test of time. Complete game shutout, mano-a-mano with a really good Florida Atlantic club. And there's a walk to get things started for Yates.
Just the jump that she's made from year 1 to year 2. We saw the Bulls go a lot to Belsarja a season ago, and this year Ann Long really jumping onto the scene as just a sophomore. And so it really speaks to what this coaching staff can do with young pitchers and finding how to get them to peak at the right time as well. And Ann Long doing that this entire season.
Yeah, that Long-Sarja duo were great in an upset win over Auburn in a regional last year, battled with Florida State. And that's the expectation here in Tampa, year in and year out. Get back to the region. Broke a 2-year drought last year on their home field and now try to come into Pirate Country. Battle in the semifinal with ECU and Wichita State later tonight. And here's Yanni Guzman, the first baseman for FAU. Well, this is a game of bunting. Two teams that love to be situational, two defenses that see it every day in practice. There's no secrets this time of year.
And I think it's also really important when you're facing pitchers like Ian Long and Autumn Courtney to generate runs anytime you have runners on base, because they're not going to put a lot of people 60 feet down the line. So move them over when you can with a sacrifice.
That's what Kylie Strott's keeping tabs on behind the plate for South Florida. And the string in her mitt's a little loose.
That time of year, a lot of games have been played, a lot of pitches caught with that mitt.
This pitching staff loves throwing to Kylie too, right? The number's not great offensively, but her dynamic with Long and Sargent, they're in great cohesion.
Well, that's why this is a team, right? You have people who are the hitters, you have people who can do both, and you have people who can throw the ball really well. And when you mesh it all together and you bring your best stuff, knowing your role helps in any way that you can.
As that ball finds the bat of Yanni Guzman. Her defense was a huge raving point for Coach Clark, right? Hey, we have to keep her in at first. She picks everything, helps out our infield. We have a top 10 fielding team in the as Yanni pops this up. Oh, man, Garcia Soto lost it for a moment. And a savvy play to get the lead runner.
It's tough because Chloe Yates can't really do anything else other than what she did on that play. You know how good Kathy Garcia Soto is, so she could possibly catch that ball in the air. Yates has to stop, and just the poise of Garcia Soto to say, hey, I got this, let me still get it out.
I want to be on the group chat of that all-conference double play tandem after the game. They were laughing at each other about that one. The three-time Defensive Player of the Year. And Lily Holche out of the DP spot watches a strike. Lily bet on herself, come over from Arizona State. And the staff told us this week, if Florida Atlantic makes a run, Lily has to be huge in the bottom of our order. Ann Long's dotting it up well here early.
She hits her spots incredibly well. Painting the corners, making sure the curveball is where it's supposed to be. The screwball hits on the inside to righties, and then she can go to that rise ball when she needs to get a chase.
Oh, some friendly fire into the South Florida bullpen. Two rivals that played 3 one-run games in the regular season are duking it out for a trip to the championship tomorrow.
Here's what makes Ann Long so good is that, okay, she misses, that's a ball, but that's not a ball by much. And so you're kind of guessing as a hitter, which one do I take, which one do I swing at? Nothing's over the plate. So you can't square it up. Even strikes, they're not fully in the red. They're on the corners, and that's what the great pitchers do. They force you to hit what they're throwing as opposed to you teeing off on something that you like.
That allowed Ann Long to earn Pitcher of the Year in the American this season. That pitch is really close. No swing, says Tony Williams over there at first. That ERA among the top 10 pitchers in the country. And battling Holche, who had a game-tying hit last night as part of a wild comeback for the Owls. Now a ground ball that gets through. Lily Holche having the week of her life here in Greenville.
Alex Wilkes was shifted up the middle to defend against the steal, just a few steps from second base. So this is hit pretty much where Wilkes would start, and unable to get a glove on it because of where she began before the pitch was thrown. That's why coaches talk a lot about situational hitting and reading a defense, right? If you can place the ball where you want it and see, hey, she's shaded here, let me pop it through that 5-6 hole, you can get hits like Lily Holche did.
Nice snag by Long. And in time to turn 2. Nobody does it better in the country than South Florida double plays. And that was fun to watch.
Ann Long knows that she has a great middle infield to back her up. Right back at the pitcher, Long to Kathy Garcia Soto, who fires it over. Double play to end the inning.
The two best pitchers in the regular season going back and forth. Autumn Courtney and Long, each reigning pitchers of the year. This is what you're talking about on semifinal Friday in Greenville. Maria Evans, Savannah, good luck as a hitter in this game. Runs could be at a premium.
That's what makes tournament softball so exciting, when you have the best of the best going at each other. And how do you game plan and how do you get ready to hit off this elite pitching?
That's what's on Karis Pierce's mind. That's a good hack right there.
Autumn Courtney really staying away from these left-handed hitters. She has great movement on that screwball and, of course, the rise ball that we've seen so much. And so I want to see what adjustments South Florida makes. It's only the first time through, but have you been watching your teammates get out on those outside pitches?
The take from the Crystal Beach, Florida native, who has emphasized her patience, doubled her walk total from a freshman year, where Coach Erickson noted very strikeout prone, but the new approach has allowed her to slide up into the 5 spot and have a breakout year. Because of at bats like this, and you know, as a hitter, great arm, going after it, got to find a way to battle.
And you have to know what the pitcher's strength is and don't play into it. Lean on what you do well, and until you get 2 strikes, you don't have to swing at her good stuff. Swing at the stuff that she brings you.
In a sport where quality ABs are valued more than ever, this is a good example here of Pierce making things happen.
You can see she's calm in the batter's box as well, and that's how she can work a count 3-2. And especially Autumn Courtney throwing a lot of pitches yesterday. You want to work deeper at bats if you're South Florida.
Leads to a patient take, so down 0-2, and that's the story. Karis Pierce, who's a freshman, would strike out in that at bat, earns a walk in year 2.
And it's tough, right, when you have 2 strikes, especially with how much the ball moves from Autumn Courtney. You're unsure. Should I swing? Should I protect? Yes, you need to protect with 2 strikes, but you don't need to chase anything so far out of the zone. It's relying on what you see as a ball and a strike, and that was the difference between Karis Pierce from a year ago to now.
Tania Brooks with the bunt. That's well placed. And better coverage from Mora over there at third. One of 5 Tampa natives in this South Florida lineup. They know this program like their back of their hand, and good bunting there.
It also goes to show the selflessness of this offense, right? They know what Coach Erickson is expecting from them, and they know that it is their job to advance the runner and pass the bat to their teammates. And you see South Florida 60 sacrifice bunts on the year, only behind East Carolina and Fairfield in NCAA Division I.
We're changing the brand of the American. We bunt in this league. 3 of the top 5 teams in the country. And this time of year, with given the great pitching, I mean, that's a great formula to win games, too.
I mean, South Florida is at the top of the American for a reason, because they find ways to win and execute. And so you can see some correlation. Can you get a bunt down? Do you have success? It's working for South Florida. And I think the great thing about it too is there's going to be times of the year or certain games where the offense just doesn't have it. It's softball, right? You fail 7 out of 10 times and you're considered good. So the fact that you can have that bunt in your back pocket is huge.
There's Jamia Nelson. And able to fight around with 2 strikes.
Also takes a lot of pressure off the next hitter, right? Jamia Nelson just needs a single here to score a run as opposed to a double or a home run.
Big pop-up. No space on that one for Chloe Yates.
Especially in games like this, there's a lot of added pressure already, right? You're trying to keep your season alive. You're trying to get a good spot in the NCAA tournament. And so if your batter can be that much more free in the box, knowing, hey, I don't need to do too much, all those little differences add up.
As Troy Bolton would say, we're breaking free. And that ball's soaring out of play. Vanessa Hudgens was great in that movie, too.
Oh, fantastic. I was going to say, does the ball then fly out of the park?
A little old for this generation, but we know the sweet spot of High School Musical. Time to punch a ticket to a championship Saturday here in the American. Last 2 regular season champs going back and forth here in this second. South Florida won its home turf a year ago down in Tampa. And Florida Atlantic has been knocking the doors, a dangerous at-large team these last 3 years under Coach Clark. Great non-conference resume, but up and down in the league. Finished a game above 500 in the conference. As Courtney just misses there.
And you have to think that Florida Atlantic's not getting in the NCAA tournament without winning this American Conference Championship. South Florida, a little bit different of a story. I think they're in based on their resume and their RPI. And so add in that element for Florida Atlantic, the pressure to win to keep your season going.
Another good battle from Florida Atlantic in the 60s, South Florida. You look right there, 34, a great spot to be. Now, win today would put them in a really good spot for the out-large berth.
I agree. I think if they make it to the championship game, they're almost as good as it. Now, you never know, but Jamia Nelson wishing she had waited maybe a split second longer on that pitch from Autumn Courtney. Courtney has been working her inside this entire at-bat with both the screw and the rise, and Nelson continuously fouling back. That one right on the barrel, but that one was a timing thing, just ahead of it a bit.
This is a quality 2-strike at bat from Jamia Nelson. This is popped up. Oh, great effort. The basket catch from Guzman. That's where Yanni has been a difference maker for the Owls.
Jordan Clark said her defense is what keeps her over there at first base. This is a tough in-between pop-up, ranging backwards, and that catch by Yanni Guzman is huge. We saw Jamia Nelson all over Autumn Courtney, and the fact that she can get her to pop up is key for Florida Atlantic.
So Kylie Strott's turn. The Longwood, Florida native watches strike one. Catching position that has split duties for some of the year, but Strott has emerged down the stretch. 45 starts. Puts this one in play. Florida Atlantic staff, Lazy Lambert is yelling at her teammates between pitches, and Courtney's taking deep breaths and silent confidence. Cold-blooded killer. That's close.
And that's the great thing about softball is you don't need to be a certain way to be good at the sport, right? Everybody finds what works for them. There's some people who are very quiet and internal, and then there's other people who need to be talking the whole time. Once you discover how you can be successful, lean on that and just be who you are.
Strott to left field. Oh, man. Inches. That dugout knew it, too.
We've seen so many of these this weekend. The foul ball's right down the line. This would have scored South Florida's first run if it's just a couple of inches to the other foul line.
Didn't shake forehand at all and left, but we were all on our edge of our seat.
Florida Atlantic is probably taking a deep breath as a whole after that one.
It's a 1-2 on Strott. Goes the other way. That's way out of play. You saw that bug pop, though. 345 with runners in scoring position. This is what Ken Erickson talked about, a lineup that did lose Josie Foreman's power and lost other production, but new players who stepped up and found ways to contribute.
And that's how he's continued to build programs at South Florida. Even when he does graduate great hitters, there's more coming up right behind them.
And what a two-strike battle between Nelson last time and Strott here.
I love the approach of all of these South Florida hitters. You can see that they're taking good aggressive hacks, but they're not trying to hit home runs, right? They're just trying to get that barrel on plane with whatever Autumn Courtney is throwing, and with 2 strikes, battling to try to work the count deeper.
Courtney cruised through the first inning with 12 pitches and has to grind through this second. All the credit to a South Florida team that finished clutch down the stretch. Big sweeps of North Texas and UAB to earn that #1 seed.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
You see that pitch count starting to rise now for Courtney. Does Mora have room here?
You know, yesterday we were talking about all the foul balls and everybody getting their steps in, going to track them down. Much of the same here. And again, it's because of this spin from Autumn Courtney. She's going to induce a lot of foul balls. And if you're South Florida, you want to keep swinging like this because the next time through the lineup, you might be able to time it up better.
Oh, man. Another crush ball.
But see, the more swings that Strott takes, the better she gets on time and on plane. A couple foul balls over the backstop, and that one a nice line drive. Now again, she's a little bit ahead of it, but that's why you want long at bats. You want to see more pitches. It helps you as a hitter.
To another 2-2. Is line to center. Hammond's chasing. Nice catch. That's an all-conference outfielder flying like an owl to save a run.
I'm always going to get fired up for some great outfield play. The jump on this ball, the sprinting glove up at the last second. Still no score between South Florida and
We sleep in the summer here in the American because the championships for baseball right around the corner. May 20th, Clearwater Beach. How do you not beat that view at Baycare Ballpark? ESPN Plus and the Champ Game on E! Head to American.org. We're here in Greenville where the Pirates won the tournament a year ago. It's a tight race in the top three on the baseball side of things. We get all four top seeds here in softball, and then the track championships mix in next week. This is a great time of year.
I will not be sleeping in my bed anytime soon because we are on the road here at the American. From softball, we had the cross last week. Baseball, track and field, so much going on.
You are where your feet are. That's a great point.
I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, though. This tournament has been so much fun, Evan. We've had 4 walk-offs already. Great pitchers' duels, and it's continuing here today.
And Long, the pitcher of the year, battles Sierra Gibson, bottom 2 in the Florida Atlantic order.
Placement of that pitch on the outside corner to lefties is so difficult coming out of the arm of Ann Long.
Sierra, who did not play a ton under Dot Richardson at Liberty, so came over to Florida Atlantic, shined as a first-year starting outfielder a year ago, and this year has developed a bit of a power stroke. Led the team in home runs during conference play after being more of a triples and doubles hitter last year. Here's Long's 1-2. Gibson had one of the 6 hits in the comeback win last night. Florida Atlantic was down 4-0 late in that one and found their offense in just the right amount of time. That goes off Gibson's shin guard, but that's okay.
Battling against Ann Long. The same thing goes for Florida Atlantic. When you're facing a pitcher who does know how to locate it well, you want to swing at your pitch, and also you want to work Ann Long deeper in the count. Now we've seen that going long innings and long games doesn't really bother Ann Long. She can go 14, but still want to try to wear her down if you're Florida Atlantic.
These are 2 marathon pitchers, Ann Long, Autumn Courtney. Both have gone 10 innings plus this year. Nothing phases the aces of these staffs, including a change of speeds as Long gets a punch out.
We haven't seen too much of the change of speed from Ann Long, and I love that she brings it up here in the 3rd inning. Something different. Sierra Gibson way out in front of that pitch.
Hard to get strikeouts for any of these staffs given the quality at bats with 2 strikes today. And Hannah Rivers watches a first pitch strike.
That's why if you're Ann Long, you bring the changeup in later in the game, because if you can get them out without it early on, use that. So then as you move through the later innings, you can start changing speeds and pick up some strikeouts in big moments.
Rivers has been in the battle with 6 different players at that shortstop second base role all year. McKenna Mulholland will come off the bench. There's so many others. But Rivers took the bull by the horns down the stretch, literally and figuratively, and has been huge for Florida Atlantic in the last month. But goes down quickly, and Long has none of that. 2 away.
The movement on this pitch from Ann Long. 2 strikes, the drop ball breaks at the last second. Hannah Rivers can't get a piece of that, and you know, it's so difficult because it looks like a strike if you're Hannah Rivers, especially when you're battling with 2, and then when you swing at it, it's gone. It's in the dirt.
So back to the top of this Florida Atlantic order. Just 1 hit for each offense so far. And the slap hitting Bella to Hoover, Alabama. Works a 2-0 count. You know who's having a blast? A roving camera operator in the Florida Atlantic dugout. He's just killing it down there. Des might join the dance party.
Listen, I've worked with Des on a lot of different championships. He is phenomenal. He is everywhere at all times, always getting the best shots. He'll even frame up reporters well when he's asked, and so he's getting all the live action right now.
He blends in well, that's for sure. And there's a 3-1 count to Bella Foran. Bella led the American Conference last year, hitting as a freshman, right? Freshman All-American, his prolific first year. And much like the FAU story, up and down as a sophomore, but surging at the right time. Including at bats like this with a 2-out walk.
Every single pitch and every single at-bat in this game matters. And there's 2 outs, nobody on. There's a lot of teams who would maybe throw in the towel, think, all right, we'll try again next inning. Florida Atlantic can't do that. They need to maximize every single out against Ann Long because she's not going to give you an inch. So I really like how Bella Foran just continued to battle in this at-bat and work her way 60 feet down the line.
Quick chat from Ken Erickson, the former infielder himself back in his playing days. And what a great infield here for South Florida. Lead the country in double plays. Just turned one earlier. 16 regionals later for Ken here at South Florida. His club knows how to handle big moments.
How about the confidence that it provides Ann Long in this situation and your pitching staff as a whole? You can make a mistake here or there, which we're all human, we're going to do, and you know that you have these elite athletes behind you who will pick you up.
Pitch 50 misses to Kylie Hammonds, the first team all-conference outfielder. She made a great catch just last inning.
So much speed from Kylie Hammonds. She was a gymnast back in her day, a lot of athleticism, strength, ability to jump. All translates to playing center field for Florida Atlantic.
After working till 1 a.m. this morning, hearing the tunes of the Florida Atlantic dugout is bringing us life here at Joyner Family Stadium.
Well, East Carolina told me after the game they were just going to sleep in the locker room, if they even went to sleep, because, you know, till they finished up around 1:30, and then they have to change and eat and, you know, maybe just get ready to play Wichita later on. No sleep is necessary in Mayhem.
And the last 2 regular season champions are grooving it out as that pitch is in for a strike. There's the Pirates, who came early, ready for their game around 3:30-ish, give or take.
They'll take on a tough Wichita State offense who has been just crushing the ball out of the park.
Anna Sawyer is still watching her phone after that walk-off last morning, night, whatever, and a walk continues the inning. Now the whole team walks to first base together. I love this.
That Florida Atlantic dugout is certainly fun. We've had a lot of teams with great energy all week long. There's a lot of dance moves there for the Owls, so keeping high energy, and you need that, especially when you're a team that played a day ago.
And they use that dance a lot. Second in the league in most walks earned, so there's a lot of choreography too. It's not just made up on the fly.
It's the discipline at the plate for Florida Atlantic, knowing what their pitch is to hit and not getting themselves out on something that a pitcher is good at throwing.
As Jessie Atamora evens the count. Do you guys work on those choreography dances?
Oh, it depends. If you have a great dugout leader, absolutely. But you definitely work on the cheers, right? Because a lot of teams have individual cheers for every player, and you need to be on point if you want to intimidate the other team.
The team DJ is the best ball in the club. This ball smacked in the gap and caught at the fence. Nice effort from Elliott to end the beat of the own drum. Scoreless 3 innings here in Greenville.
Still a tie ball game here in Greenville. First game of the day, USF FAU. I'm joined by their head coach, Coach Clark. Coach, I saw after that second strikeout with the off-speed pitch, you walked to the front of your dugout and said something to your hitters. Anything in particular you're trying to get them to do against Ann Long today?
Yeah, have a plan, stick to it, right? Like when you go rogue, you strike out. So it's deciding, do you want to go rogue, do you want to strike out, or do you want to do it our way? And so ultimately, they've just got to make a decision. We talk about trust, we talk about discipline, and it's coaches can coach you, but you got to listen.
How do you take into account of facing this team previously this season, a lot of one-run ball games, but also knowing it's tough for a team to beat you 4 times, and you guys have been rolling this tournament?
Yeah, I mean, we know that this is a really good opponent. It's an in-state rival, you know, they all know each other, and so Ken's done a great job, but ultimately, like, we just got to stick with it, and we know that Ann Long is an amazing pitcher, and it's going to take 1 or 2, and we just know we have to stick with it, just like last night, and we hope that we come out on the right side.
Got it. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Go out.
Thanks, guys, because Coach Clark was top 5 in Miami of Ohio career history in walks. I'll trust her approach to the plate.
I think the point about discipline is huge, and what she's talking about there with that off speed is, what are you going to sit? Are you sitting the fast or sitting the slow? Most likely you're sitting the fast stuff, so don't swing at that off speed until you get to 2 strikes. And you can tell a little bit of frustration there from Coach Clark, because that was clearly the game plan coming into this game, and you don't want your players to deviate from that.
And the 2 aces absolutely dealing through 3 innings. Now it's 9-1-2 in the South Florida order. There's Torrin Fulton, who gets the start in right today. True freshman, a young player who's standed out this year. Puts 1 in play this time, but well positioned defensively.
Now batting the left fielder, number 16, Olivia Elliott.
There's Olivia Elliott, who just kept this game scoreless with some nice defense. A program that's intentionally recruited close to home. Elliott, part of a litany of Tampa natives that continue to make big plays. And the senior has now started all but 2 games the last 3 years since coming over from UCF. Big time presence in this outfield. We'll test her opposing outfield with Ferran, and then the shortstop Rivers back there to make the catch.
There from the left side of the infield and outfield for the Owls. Bella Ferran and Hannah Rivers just working on those in-between pop-ups. One of the most difficult parts of the game of softball, just deciding who's going to catch that and using your range to get to it.
Kathy Garcia Soto hoping this weekend is not her final moment as a member of the Bulls. We noted from an at-large conversation, USF right in that picture. The 3-time Defensive Player of the Year has put on a show throughout her career. The Tampa native, in pursuit of back-to-back tournament titles, goes down 0-2.
Autumn Courtney pulling the pin on that one. We haven't seen too many off speeds from her because the Rise and the Screw have produced a lot of pop-ups, but next time through the order, trying to show something different and change speeds. And I love when pitchers do that, because if you show it first time through, then hitters can adjust right off the bat. And when you wait till the second or third time, it's going to keep them guessing and make it more difficult for them to time and get on plane.
And this softball family travels so well. Look at that. Mama Soto working on her at-bats with 2 strikes.
I love the fit. We have another wig. We saw some green wigs yesterday. Here's a different green. This one for South Florida.
All the moms and dads are sitting together here for USF. I love that vibe. And it's fought off again.
And they're well dressed too. I saw Mr. Galligani wearing a split jersey with both of his daughter's numbers on the back, 4 and 25. And so there it is. Look at that. Some style.
He doesn't play favorites. 3 sets of sisters in this program. You got to know how to split the lines. This one's launched in the air. And a tough catch. Wow. Ferran with the quick recovery. Smiling and hugging her teammates after making the play.
Also probably taking a deep breath. Bella Ferran going back on this ball at first, but then it dies in front of her. Sliding, coming up with the catch to keep it scoreless here in Greenville.
No action on that scoreboard yet. I'm joined by Coach Ken Erickson. Coach, I saw you putting some notes on the whiteboard for your team. What was that?
You know, you got to keep it simple, right? I think we're just flailing right now instead of taking the barrel to the ball. And you know, against a guy like Courtney Autumn who moves the ball around, right? If you can keep it simple and know where your barrel's best, you got a better shot.
Know what you're seeing from Ann Long today. You expect her to be excellent. What's it take for her to really go the distance, and when you start to see her settle in?
I don't know. That's a really great question. You know, she's one of those type of guys that's a drop ball pitcher, so she doesn't get taxed. And so if she doesn't outrace her release point, she's in really good shape. So she gives us a good opportunity every day.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
You got it.
I love Coach Erickson's sincerity there, talking about how long. You noted the 14-inning start, right? She's ready for any moment like this.
Well, she has that drop ball that he mentioned, and she does use it east to west and looking at some screw and curve action as well. And because of that, she can generate a lot of ground balls, which is why her defense behind her has been so helpful too. And I love that he gives Savannah credit too. That is a great question. How can she continue to go the distance?
There's a tricky fly ball. Well, you know who's all over it. Garcia Soto right there, making mom happy at the top of this stadium.
You say it's a tricky fly ball, but with Kathy Garcia Soto up the middle for the Bulls, it really looks routine, and she made it look effortless in that moment. A good first out for South Florida.
Mom never lost her nerves.
No, absolutely not. She's cool, calm, and collected.
Helps to have one of the better defensive players in American Conference history. She'll be a Hall of Famer here in no time when her career comes to an end. And now Madison Insko will come into pitch hit here for Florida Atlantic, the NC State transfer, who's been a situational arm, but a really good bat as well for Coach Clark. And Insko came off the bench last night with a quality AB.
I think it's interesting when you listen to both head coaches talk to Savannah in between innings. They're both a little frustrated with their offenses, and I think it's less about being frustrated with their offenses and also more of a credit to how good both of these pitchers are. Talking about missing barrels and not getting on plane and not getting on time or following the plan. And I think, yes, that's part of it for both of these offenses, but I think the bigger part is just how good these arms are for Florida Atlantic and South Florida.
No swing that time for Insko. We've seen this tournament. Arlette Hernandez pitched till her arm fell off. Apostolakis threw 170 pitches last night. These coaches will lean on their aces in big spots. And now it's Long versus Courtney going back to back with a 2-2 count. The senior out of Chesapeake, Virginia, battling in her final season. Takes strike three, and Ann Long dots up a fourth K.
Here's the pitch from Ann Long. This one slightly outside, but painting that corner for the third strike, freezing up Insko. Not even that much down movement on it, just perfectly placed.
2 outs for Lily Holche. She has the lone hit for Florida Atlantic in this one. In a series that was all decided one-run games. We know that the marathon game to close out the series, but this is the story all year. The margin between the 1 seed and the 4 seed, even throughout the week with 4 walk-offs, the margins are tight.
Well, even in the regular season, this is the 1 and 4 matchup, right? 3-game series all decided by a run.
Slow roller. Easy work for Garcia Soto, and 4 clean innings of work for Man Long.
This is where success is earned, never given. Where character and grit break the status quo, and competition drives ambition. Ignited by innovation, united by mission, bold in service. It is set in stone. One footprint, 15 world-class institutions, one conference. This is the American, built to rise.
ESPN is your home for the Women's College World Series. Coverage begins at the end of the month, May 28th. ABC, ESPN, ESPN2 Conference Tournament Weekend continues. Some wild stuff here in the American. The SEC had some upsets last night, and it all leads to the Mecca in Oklahoma City coming up in the next 3 weeks.
The best time of the year.
February 5th feels like forever ago and yesterday, and now Selection Sunday is right around the corner this weekend. And Galligani swings and misses. Alexa, a surging piece of this South Florida order. 10 doubles, too, has popped the ball around the yard this year.
She's been so great her entire career in a South Florida uniform because came in with a bit more speed. You saw her get some more of those singles, but as she's progressed, added so much power. You mentioned the doubles, a couple home runs as well. She's a true triple threat for South Florida.
Her dad was a pro baseball player. Now Ava has joined the program as well. A lot of family ties for this Galligani family out of New York. Also some ties to the tribal piece history up at Fordham we were learning pregame. And those lessons are paying off. Base hit down the right field line. And it's bobbled, so here comes a triple for South Florida. All those Fordham camp lessons under Maria are finally paying off.
Alexa Galligani made me feel old saying I was her instructor at softball camps, but this is all her. She is an elite hitter because she can swing it to any field. This pitch on the inside part of the plate gets her hands to it quickly, and then she's on her horse. Anything in the right field hole, she knows she can get all the way to third, and just like that, the Bulls are 60 feet away from taking the lead.
And the infield immediately comes in. You look at the triples threat leaders in this conference. South Florida does it such a high rate. That's top 25 in the country, too. Who can capitalize, though, in these spots? It's Wilkes' turn. And she gets hit. First and third now. That was a tough one to watch, too.
Alex Wilkes clearly in a lot of pain. This one looks like it gets her right on the hand. You see her yelling. She runs down the first baseline.
Now the athletic trainer comes out for a quick chat. Those are never fun to see, especially in the ham bone and wrist area.
Especially for a player like Alex Wilkes, who has been the offensive catalyst for this team. So great defensively as well over there at shortstop.
Michelle Latimer takes a look, the athletic trainer for South Florida.
It's a screwball that gets away from Courtney and just gets Wilkes right on that right hand.
Good to see those smiles break through. So I can't let my sister see me be upset, right? She's got 2 of them in the dugout. Now all in good nature. And here comes a pitch runner in for the Bulls. And it's Grace Chin getting her first action, the sophomore out of Florida. Well, this opens the door. How creative can you be if you're Ken Erickson with this runner, with a good back-to-ball hitter in Karis Pierce? No bunt, an aggressive hack from Pierce.
There's a lot of options here for South Florida. It's first and third, nobody out, and you have speed on first and third. And so you don't want to run yourself out of a big inning and try to take second, but you also have to wonder, will Florida Atlantic try to play on you if you steal second?
Make it 0-2. Quick work from Autumn Courtney.
You have to think, obviously now with 2 strikes, Pierce will be swinging away, but if you're Ken Erickson, you're telling her, hey, I just need a single here. Single scores a run.
So the 0-2. Nice battle brewing.
The infield in for Florida Atlantic. They're going to try to take that run away. Alexa Galligani, again, with some speed on third base, so you have to make sure you're checking her before trying to get an out.
Best opportunity of the day for South Florida. Really good take.
The benefit for Florida Atlantic, though, is the way that Autumn Courtney throws. She's a strikeout pitcher who also generates a lot of pop-ups. So if she can do what she does best and spin the ball, she can maybe limit some damage here.
The 1-2. And Pierce, who grew up in Crystal Beach, which is just outside the Tampa area, repping her home spot and a really good at-bat. We noted all the Tampa ties in Ken Erickson's order. Top 4 hitters grew up right in the neighborhood. South Florida won the tournament on its home field a year ago. They are threatening here in the 4th. And Pierce continues to spoil.
Her swing has not changed from pitch 1 to that last pitch, which was the 7th of the at-bat. Just aggressive hacks with the runner in scoring position.
Another 1-2. Pierce fighting it off, and unfortunately, Yates got a piece of that. Here comes Coach Clark.
That never feels good right off the helmet, the foul ball, but Chloe Yates so tough back there, smiling to Coach Clark. Oof, not fun.
Great to see Yates stay in there.
Yates such an emotional and vocal leader for this Florida Atlantic team. You'll see her with so much energy in the batter's box and then leading this defense from behind the dish as well.
4 straight foul balls from Karis Pierce. Make it a 5th and a fun battle brewing here. Oh, almost a catch. He even brought the glove, too.
I was going to say he has a glove. I like the effort, though. I'm always about the effort, especially when you bring a glove. That means you're serious about it.
Great at bat with 2 strikes. And that's put in play. And Rivers throws it into no man's land. South Florida scores. Rivers caught in a rock in a hard place, and her throwing error gives the first run.
So this ball is chopped high enough in the air that I think Hannah Rivers thought she maybe couldn't get Pierce at first base. The high hop, fields it, thinks twice about it, and then loses the ball. And because of that, Alexa Gallegani able to score from third base.
Now Brooks the squeeze bunt. And that came real tight up and in, fouled away.
With the South Florida bunting threat, Autumn Courtney needs to throw rise balls and keep them up and in as well.
Look at Derek Brooks enjoying this moment. He travels to all the road trips, every second eating it up. The Hall of Famer watching his daughter lay down a bunt. I don't know if he'll like that video, but he'll enjoy the moment. A pop out for the out there.
That's a great pitch from Autumn Courtney. As I was saying, rise balls and upspin are difficult to bump because it's moving upwards. You're trying to deaden the ball on the ground, and so less of a chance for that barrel to meet where you want it to. Great job by Autumn Courtney to get that out.
And with the double switch, Madison Insko's now in at first. She crashes before this swing. And Jamia Nelson pops up. Oh, look at that, into the fence. Rivers makes up for it with a nice catch.
I love this from Hannah Rivers. She could have gotten down about the mistakes she made a few plays ago, but she knows her team needs her, coming up with a huge catch to get the second out of the inning.
No baby gates needed for Rivers. She can just break right through them.
She's not afraid of any wall. Plus there's padding on it. She'll be fine.
That's why these two teams are both top 10 in fielding in the country. Really good defensively. Ouch. And then an out. How about that? Courtney helping herself off her knee. One mistake defensively for Florida Atlantic, but they atone for it with Mora here to end the inning. Now with South Florida leading, this semifinal gets interesting. The American Softball Championship, last year's regular season champs, Florida Atlantic with their rally chicken, have some work to do. Down one against this year's regular season winners. South Florida Bulls, Ann Long, pitcher of the year, works with a lead, and much like the regular season, a one-run battle. Weird defensive play that scores a run, right? You don't always expect that, and plenty of innings to work with here, though, for Jordan Clark's Owls.
And it's interesting, too, because Hannah Rivers throws that ball into the dirt, but even if she just holds it, you don't know what happens on the next play, right? Because then there's some added pressure with Gallegani still on third, and so it's just one of those things. Hannah Rivers does a great job, makes a big play the next time through, and so how does Florida Atlantic now stick to a game plan of finding ways on base against Ann Long? That's what Jordan Clark wants from them. And
right off the jump, a first pitch strike from Ann Long. who's been dialed in down the stretch of this year. 3 huge wins over North Texas to maintain that top spot with Wichita and earn the tiebreaker to be the number 1 seed. Chocolates will play later against the host in East Carolina. And now with this tag, just a few outs to work with here. And the top of the lineup coming up for Florida Atlantic.
Florida Atlantic, though, has to feel good about where they are in terms of what Autumn Courtney has done in the circle. She's only given up 2 hits in this game. And so if you can find a way to scratch 2 runs against Ann Long, you can feel confident that Courtney can shut down this Bulls offense.
Including right there, as Long takes care of it, 2 away.
Again, it's a lot easier said than done. You heard Ken Erickson talk about that drop ball, and that's why we're seeing these ground outs. It's spinning, and these Florida Atlantic hitters aren't getting a barrel on it. They're grounding out on top of it, and so if they can find a way to get up underneath that pitch and square something up, it doesn't have to be a home run. It just needs to be some solid contact.
The emotional leader and veteran Ball State transfer McKenna Mulholland comes in as a grad senior, wanted to join a championship program, and that's certainly Florida Atlantic searching to do after 2 at-large berths in back-to-back years. Gets a spot off the bench here as a great middle infielder, and now hits in the 9 hole for Hannah Rivers. Have to love the efficiency of Ann Long, too. Now, Florida Atlantic's doing part of that by being aggressive. But last night, we saw pitchers go 160, 170 pitches to get outs. Not the case for Long today.
Well, it's because she throws that drop ball and uses her defense, right? Gets ahead on hitters, and then she'll strike some people out, but she doesn't need to. She can get those quick first pitch outs because of the spin and the efficiency of also her defense behind her. They'll mop up everything that she creates, and she also gets a lot of weak contact because of the down spin on that pitch.
That's why Ann Long has 21 complete games. When she gets in a rhythm, it's tough to stop. Same can be said for Autumn Courtney, whose one run is unearned to this point. Those kind of margins here in the American. Long works 2-2. Mulholland chases, and there's the drop ball leading to a punch out, her 5th. We'll be right back with the 5th inning looming here in the American Championships. Welcome back. Autumn Courtney took one off the leg last time, Savannah, our injury insider.
Yeah, I came into the bullpen, kind of had tears in her eyes. Just know that one always hurts. Immediately put ice on it throughout that entire FAU batting order just to give her some time to try and work on that injury. Coach is asking her, are you still good to pitch? She said, yeah, I'll be good to go, and got back out there for this inning, but just trying to put ice on it to push through this game.
You know the senior ace is not coming out unless she has to. First pitch, and good defense from Mora over there. Up and out of race.
Those are the plays that you need, especially in a tight game like this. Mora finding a way to make a big moment for her pitcher, who, as Savannah just noted, is trying to push through some pain in that leg.
Oh, who needs an ice pack when your defense can just make plays like that?
Right?
Makes everything feel better.
Jessiana Mora saying, hey, I'll get you back in there to use that ice pack quicker.
Couple of defensive changes. Johns goes into short. Now Kylie Shelton will play right field. And then Ken Erickson, he's updating his lineup with some re-entries as well. Mulholland now in at second. It's like painting a canvas sometimes with defensive specialists in there. Two teams that field it at an elite rate in a one-run semifinal game of this American Championships. Back to the top of the South Florida order. First pitch hacking. And there's the second hit, third hit of the game now for South Florida.
South Florida wanting to probably add on an insurance run here in this inning. It's nice to have a one-run lead, but we saw yesterday just how many teams can crawl back from that. 4 walk-offs in this tournament already, and so when you have somebody like Ann Long in the circle, you might only need 1 run to win. But it always helps when you have a few more.
On a comfortable day in Greenville, temperatures are perfect, right? High 60s, low 70s. Wind is calm. The beverages are flowing. There's baseball. There's graduation in town. Everything's happening in Greenville. Mr. Beast is in town this weekend.
I heard there's no parking in Greenville, though, right now. I will say. That's the one bad part.
I had to park outside the South Florida bus. Hopefully no home runs hit us.
Well, Charlotte and Sydney Lewis are not here.
Man, Lewis hit our production truck from Gemstone out there in center. They took a bullet. One of the loudest home runs we've seen on the week. In a tournament where home runs are hard to come by, but Ann Sawyer in the wee hours of the morning puts East Carolina into the semis.
You may be in some trouble when Wichita State gets here. That's all I'm saying. With Asha Moore, Kinsey Woody, they've been mashing the ball all year. So maybe you move your car for next game.
Yeah, Asha's 21 home runs is a whole different playing field, right? Different strata. Not the Kendall Wells strata, but pretty close. And a 3-1 count now to Garcia Soto. Runner takes off. Really good throw. And just late on the tag there from Johns. And now a challenge has been asked by Florida Atlantic.
See what happens here. There's the tag. Great slide by Olivia Elliott. From that angle, it looks like she's safe.
Now, if the question is, did she leave early?
That was what I was wondering.
Ball in the field was the runner left outside of first base. That play is being challenged by Florida Atlantic. The play is under further review.
That's what Tony just told us. So, review for the departure, not for the slide. What a tiny scorecard Tony has.
So for a runner to leave early, she needs to be off the base before the pitcher releases the ball. If she utilizes a rocker step, she can be moving before that ball is released, but she needs to have contact.
This angle will tell us the answer.
That's very close. And again, you need irrefutable evidence to overturn the call on the field. So there the ball is out of Courtney's hand. Elliott is off the base. But where is Courtney, or where is Elliott when the ball is in Courtney's hand?
We have a verdict, and now being told to all of us here.
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner left on time.
So one challenge remaining for Florida Atlantic. Tony Williams, the reserve umpire who filled in last night with the injury to Joe Havenhill, and he's making a living out there. And Joe's now up in the booth with us, looking at all the calls.
We hope that Joe is okay. Never good to see anyone come out with an injury, player, official.
Joe had a little brace on, taking some pictures with the umpires pregame, but he's in good spirits.
And he still gets to be a part of all of it, helping us with the reviews.
3-2 now on Garcia Soto, who earns a walk, and that's a big change in 2 pitches. Now Mama Garcia Soto's fired up. Not for the defensive plays, but the walks.
But
gets
for the
Mama
walk,
going.
listen, it's the little things in this sport that you should get excited about, especially in this game, tight ball game. Now you have 2 runners on. You bring up a hitter in Alexa Gallegani, who scored the only run in this game and got things going for South Florida with a triple down the line. And so Kathy Garcia Soto doing her job in that 2-hole, passing the bat to somebody who's had so much power for South Florida this season.
And scored the lone run of this pitcher's duel. Takes a 1-1 count. Her triple kick-started the 4th. Coach Erickson calls Alexa the quiet assassin of this unit, hitting the 3 spot today. And puts one way up in the air for Mora. There's the second out. And Ken Erickson has been down this road before, continues to motivate his unit. I feel like, Maria, you would vibe off that message from Coach.
Must attack the ball by the barrel, right? And that's what he wants his team to do. Autumn Courtney is trying to miss your barrel with the spin, and so you see stop swinging at the bottom, probably stop swinging at that rise ball that she throws, because that's what happens, right? You just saw the weak pop-up from Alexa Gallegani. It's because you're swinging at those pitches that are spinning up in the zone, and so he wants you to attack the pitches that are in the strike zone and get a full barrel on it, as opposed to just slightly missing up underneath.
And Ken's teaching these athletes how to read cursive. It's no longer taught in elementary school anymore. As Alex Wilkes, part of a sister trio at South Florida, takes the strike. Wilkes, incredible jumps from year 1 to year 2, now in her 3rd year. The emotions have been kept in check. Loves that growth from a leadership standpoint, and flies one out to center. This is tricky. And it falls in. Wilkes, so clutch here in the 5th.
This ball just drops in no woman's land, and Alex Wilkes, last time up, gets hit on the hand here, doing everything she can, falling in between McKenna Mulholland. Unable to get a glove on that. Kylie Hammonds tried everything she could too, but just out of the range of the Florida Atlantic defense.
Alex Wilkes nearing 50 RBI now. That's a big swing in a game where runs are hard to come by. Here's Savannah with more on Wilkes.
Well, Coach Erickson has had an exact message for Alex Wilkes with that hit right there. He's been telling her she's been trying to work out of a slump at the end of the regular season. Hey, you don't have to be the man. You're just human. There's pressure. I told her, I love you. Go out and play. You're a big part of this team and we'll be fine. And he goes, it's hard when all the attention is on you. Everyone points to your number. But sometimes it's hits like that. That's all it takes to get what your team needs.
She's been so great all year, and then she's hitting in that 4-hole right now for South Florida. So you're right, Savannah, the target's on her back. They're not going to give her anything good to hit, and so when you can squeak something out like that, it'll build confidence in big moments for the Bulls, as Alex Wilkes.
A nice 8-game hit streak this time of year too, right? Coming out of that funk here at the start of May, and that's huge for South Florida. Run in the 4th, now one more in the 5th against the stud pitcher, Autumn Courtney. Still some work to do with 2 outs. Hammonds charging and takes it away. Take a bow, Kylie Hammonds. That's incredible.
We told you that Kylie Hammonds was a gymnast when she was younger. She's using that there to keep South Florida from scoring again.
Low-scoring pitchers duel here in the American Softball Championship. And top seed South Florida tries to break the mini curse of the 1 seed. Last 4 years have not been able to bring home the title, but here are the Bulls with some clutch hitting the last 2 innings. Ann Long, the pitcher of the year in this conference, now has some, by her standards, gigantic run support as we start the 6th.
You need 1 run to win if you have Ann Long in the circle. And so 2 runs is a plethora for the Bulls, but she just needs to continue to do what she's done all game long and keep that ball low in the zone. Florida Atlantic hasn't had an answer to that drop ball all day.
Long now has the top of the Florida Atlantic order to begin the 6th.
And what's your adjustment if you're Florida Atlantic? Because Ann Long has also been starting ahead on these hitters. You know that pitch is coming in there for the first strike, so how are you attacking it?
Yeah, here's Savannah.
Wow, what a pep talk coming into this half inning from redshirt senior Cameron Orland for FAU. She looked at her teammates and said, hey, put your hand in if you feel like you've been giving it your all today. And don't put it in if you don't feel like that's where you're at in this ball game. And she goes, that's where I want everybody to be. We've got 6 outs left. And what an inspiration from the redshirt senior, who's not even in the starting lineup today, showcasing her leadership and trying to get her team to push in these last couple innings.
And this was the spot Florida Atlantic was in yesterday. Savannah, really good insight there. Down 4 to Charlotte, came all the way back, and then walked it off in the 7th.
And it's a player that's not even in the game right now, and that just speaks to this Florida Atlantic team. It's not just the players who are in between the chalk lines who make an impact. It's every single person in a uniform who can impact this game.
A bat finder there. Watch out, Savannah.
And I just love that, too, because you could sit on the bench and just be totally disengaged, but Orland finding a way to ramp up her team, and you could see the energy in the dugout, still live and excited, and she just wants her team to be able to find success and doing everything she can from the standpoint she's in.
Slow chopper. And Brooks hangs on with a nice throw. Quick start to the 6th.
Number 9, Kylie Hammonds.
Jamia Brooks getting that on that first hop and throwing on the run. How about Jamia Nelson over there too, stretching at the last second to make that catch. If she stretches too early, that ball's going past her.
Jamia Nelson making her pops proud, the former NBA standout, showing off quick footwork and a bang-bang play at first. And there's Derek Brooks. I mean, look at the lineage of corner infielders here from the dads. Girl dads are loving this softball tournament. As stressed as Derek is, he's locked in. Derek put the phone away, too. He was filming earlier. Here's the Gallegani family. Enjoying some how could you not enjoy a beverage on a day like this?
Oh, my goodness. All the nervous girl dads right now, right? And I can't imagine. There's a girl mom. Kathy's mom still rocking that wig and the hat. Thank goodness we're not in Tampa. She might be really hot if we were there.
It'll be in the 80s on Monday in Greenville, North Carolina, but it's perfect. High 60s today.
Gorgeous softball weather. The sun is out.
And a little deep breath after that chat between Strott and her pitcher. And this is Kylie Hammonds, who's extremely dangerous in the box. Works the strike that time.
I like the idea there from Strott, too, to go out and talk to Ann Long. Gets behind on a batter. She hasn't done that too much this game. Comes right back with the 2-1 strike to Hammonds.
Slow chopper. Bang, bang, safe. Good speed from Hammonds.
Kylie Hammonds chopping this ball over to Alex Wilkes at short. It's a little bit slower of a hop, and Wilkes does everything she can, but too much speed from Hammonds going down that baseline.
Well, Ken Erickson using one of his challenges, but I think we have a quick answer here.
Call on the field was safe at first base. USF is challenging this call. This play is under further review.
Gives us a chance to remind you that Joe Havenhill got injured last night, had a torn right calf, but he's doing okay. He's on the replay review today, just in the room next to us. And we have a quick answer from Joe. He's already got a decision. Sending it down to Tony.
We love that, the efficiency.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. The runner is safe.
Well, each program has two challenges to utilize. So it's when you want to do it and when it's most important.
And that is an important time for South Florida to challenge. Ann Long's cruising. Florida Atlantic hasn't been able to get many base runners. Slowing their momentum down there, if that call is reversed, would be huge for South Florida. And even if you don't get it, you tried, right? And so I think a good decision there from Ken Erickson to see if he can get that to go his way.
Jessiana Mora, last night's hero, who's hit 2 balls hard to left field, but nothing to show for it in the hit column. This was Jordan Clark's talking point all year. We were the hunted last year. Ranked team. Best club all year. Fell in the tournament. Now is the 4 seed. Searching for life with a back pick. Keeping Hammonds honest.
You have to. You know the speed at the top of this Florida Atlantic lineup. It's still a 2-run ball game, so you want to keep runners in check and not let them get big leads or big jumps to get moving on a hit ball.
It was this exact spot in the order that scored 4 runs yesterday against Charlotte. Mora had a quality 10-pitch AB, earning a walk. A great run scorer and run producer at the top of this order. Bloop to left, and that's how you do it. Mora keeps the inning rolling with a 1-out hit.
The last 2 hitters for Florida Atlantic have adjusted to Ann Long. Hitting it where it's pitched, and that's exactly what Chloe Yates did last night. That outside pitch, going with it. It's a hard hit ball that scored 3 runs for Florida Atlantic and brought them within 1 of Charlotte.
The good luck unis didn't even change, too. Kept the power Reds from last night. Now Tiger Woods at Augusta on Sunday. The Reds are unbeatable. Florida Atlantic trying to tap into that mojo. The 2-on, 1-out. Ken Erickson's quick meeting adjourned. And we know the strength of Belisarge complimenting Long, but a lot of confidence to leave the pitcher of the year in there here in the 6th.
I think I'm sticking with Ann Long here too. Even the hits she has given up have not been solid contact. That drop ball is so effective, and Florida Atlantic really hasn't had an answer for it yet today.
And here's the clutch Chloe Yates. Takes strike 1.
Not just the drop ball, right, but the ability to locate it. That pitch on the inside corner, even if Yates swings at that, she's not making good contact with it.
Yates, who had a game-tying hit when these teams met in mid-April, but South Florida walked it off to sweep that series. And now time at the plate from Strott. Jordan Clark talked about better discipline in these long at-bats with Ann Long. Good response from Long, though.
2 pitches, both on the inside corner. This one getting all the way up to 67 miles per hour. A screwball with some drop spin on it as well. I could go right back to that on the 0-2.
Yates in a bind. Goes off.
Chloe Yates needs to think that Ann Long is going to throw her in until she proves that she can hit it. So you have to look in, and then adjust out if it is outside, especially with 2 strikes. That's how she'll be able to get around on it.
Fights that one off. Much better at bat. At the middle of this Florida Atlantic order. 3 top 25 wins in the non-conference portion. It shined early, did Florida Atlantic, but up and down year in the league. Atone for all of that after South Florida scores runs in the last 2 innings. A feisty battle with 2 strikes.
He's just pounding Chloe Yates in the zone, and Ann Long so good with that pitch. Has the drop spin, and when she puts some screw on it as well, it rides in on the hands, and Yates fouling it off. It's still a 1-2 count.
Another 1-2. Line to second. Garcia Soto almost turns 2. That's in the DNA of South Florida. They were really close there.
It was closer than you even thought that it could be. Kathy Garcia Soto was such a quick release off of that pop-up. Look how she positions her body already, so she knows she can throw it right over to Wilkes at short.
This is Madison Insco. First pitch hacking. Stays in the yard, and Gallegani brings it in. Ann Long passes the test in the 6th. 3 outs from a championship final.
Selection Sunday. Selection Sunday. Selection Sunday.
64 teams that want to get to Oklahoma City.
Everyone in the country wants to hear their name be called.
I feel like it's just the beginning of a new season.
Join us Sunday for the NCAA Softball Selection Special. Capital One all over at 7 Eastern on ESPN2. Then at 8 o'clock, the 7 Inning Lives crew with their special presented by Capital One. Friday, May 15th, Road to Oklahoma City begins, and softball regional play, including in this tournament, the American Auto Bid, handed out tomorrow afternoon. South Florida, who might be in as an at-large team right now, but it's still to be determined. And Florida Atlantic, 2 straight regional trips. They're down to 3 outs to work with at the end of the bottom of the 6th. Unfortunately for Florida Atlantic this year, it's the league record that would keep the Owls out as an at-large. So a rally needed, and Dania Brooks will start it off for the Bulls. First pitch hacking.
Now, Autumn Courtney's done everything that she can to keep her team in this game. The only solid contact made all day was probably that Alexa Galligani triple. Besides that, she's given up 2 runs, but on just 4 hits.
Derek's got the phone back in his hands. Last time he filmed it, it was a pop-up to the pitcher. That's where you scrap the footage, right? You don't show her. Yeah, I forgot to record. Right on the rise ball, it's 0-2.
Such a proud dad, though, right? How cool is that he gets to come to all the games to watch Dania play. They're right there in Tampa as well, and so it's special.
We noted the lineage of South Florida players from the nearby Tampa area. That's a very important recruiting tool for Ken Erickson. And of course, last year South Florida won right in the heart of Tampa, which was a great return trip to a tournament title. Upsetting North Texas, Florida Atlantic on that run, and Brooks fights it off. So Autumn Courtney's 1-2 pitch. This will stay in the yard. Mulholland off her glove, but in play. That's a base hit. And Dania with the double.
McKenna Mulholland does the difficult part of this in tracking down the ball, right? She takes a great angle, sprints to the spot, but she's unable to come up with it by holding on to the ball. And so I'm interested to see how it is scored, if it will go down as an error or a hit.
Ken Erickson heads to his dugout for a couple of changes. And here comes Sam Walls off the bench to replace Jamia Nelson. Sam Walls, Grace Chin, 2 substitutes, both high school teammates at Newsom down in the Lithia, Florida area. There's so many close, tight-knit players on this USF team. And it would seem like Walls' job's pretty simple here.
Get him on, get him over, get him in, get the sack bunt down.
This is the Conference of Bunting. 3 of the top 5 teams in the country reign in the American. And the bunting unit is in order.
Looks like he's having her drag bunt as opposed to that normal sacrifice where you just square around. Take pride. Execute. Get him in. There it is. See?
The messages never stop from Ken Erickson. So Walls into bunt. Well, maybe not. Push one the other way over coach's head.
I will say, I think the hardest part about that messaging is reading Ken's handwriting. But I will say, it's not like my handwriting's much better. So we still translated what Coach Erickson is trying to tell us here.
Well, 1,200 wins later, I think Ken has some liberties with how he writes on that whiteboard.
Listen, if you can win that many softball games, it doesn't matter how bad your handwriting is.
So here's Sam Walls off the bench with nobody out. That's a foul ball. Last 2 innings, South Florida manufacturing runs on a throwing error and a bloop single. It hasn't been a hard-hit game, just enough to get some offense going.
I mean, the way that this team won the 14-inning matchup with Florida Atlantic was much of the same, a throwing error to score the runner from third base.
Blooped. Oh, man, real estate. Hammonds to third. Just late. And Walls puts it in the one spot the Owls can't cover.
Catcher, number 44, Kylie Stott.
Again, you don't always have to crush the ball to be effective. Sam Walls coming in big and doing what she's asked to do, blooping that ball right behind second base. And a great effort in the outfield from Kylie Hammonds, but ball out of her range and just nothing that she's able to do with it.
Here's where the speed of South Florida can really cause problems for opponents. Coach Clark rallying her unit.
Dania Brooks reading that ball well and making sure she gets on her horse so that she is 60 feet away from scoring. And again, Jordan Clark needing to take that trip here. First and third, nobody out.
The South Florida staff patiently waiting for some situational softball. Look at those girls. Try not to break the fourth wall.
You see some side eyes to the camera there.
Don't be Jim from The Office. Instead, be Kylie Stott, who smokes one out of play. John Krasinski's made a great career for himself by staring at a camera.
We should take some notes on that.
He also became chiseled and ripped in like a 5-year span. Now he's starring in these Apple TV and Peacock shows. That ball hits Kylie, so the bases are loaded here. Nobody out. You talk about a make or break moment. If you're Florida Atlantic defensively, you have to get some outs right here.
Batting the right fielder, number 28, Torres Morgan.
This pitch barely getting Stott on that back leg, but just enough to earn herself a trip down to first base.
A 100 in for Autumn Courtney, and Torrin Fulton would love to break this game open. A freshman who's exploded offensively, part of the all-freshman team. A top 10 slugging hitter in the conference and slotted in the 9 spot for Ken Erickson. This is a good situation to be. Puts one in play and delivers. Fulton clutch. 3-0 South Florida.
When South Florida stopped trying to swing out of their shoes and just hit the ball where Autumn Courtney pitches it, they've had success. That screwball in on the hands of Torrin Fulton, but she just pokes it through the 5-6 hole. That's all the Bulls need with bases loaded and nobody out.
The little things. And Savannah with more.
Yeah, don't be fooled by Torrin Fulton being in the 9 hole. In fact, that's intentional. She has been so consistent for this team this season. It's been so fun calling a lot of their home games, watching this freshman just step onto the scene. And Coach told us at the beginning of the season, hey, this is going to be one to watch. She put on a show in the fall. He said, you're going to see a lot of her this year, and we're seeing her show up now in this conference tournament for the first time.
Olivia Elliott with the infield fly gets the first out. And worth noting, after Savannah's hit, a pitch runner came in at second base, Grace Braun.
Batting the second baseman, number 21, Kathy Garcia Soto.
From a town in Florida I will not dare to try to pronounce. It has me fooled there.
I'm not going to try either.
Loxahatchee Groves, Florida.
Okay. If anybody lives there, please feel free to tweet at us and tell us that we're wrong.
Send me a postcard. So runs in 3 straight innings for South Florida and Long. Even more breathing room. And the veteran Kathy Garcia Soto back up. We know Mom only responds to walks and hit by pitches.
Not diving catches in SportsCenter top 10 plays.
Kathy closing out her career this week has put on a show. First player in conference history, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. Fights this pitch off.
Just hitting over 300 with bases loaded this season, and so somebody who Maybe the average is not as high all the time, but still climbing the ladder and hitting when she's needed most.
No balls left the infield in this inning either. Just good situational hitting.
But that's the identity of this South Florida offense. Yes, they have some people who can put the ball out of the park, and it's great when that happens, but they can have confidence in knowing that it doesn't matter if you're hitting the ball deep into the outfield or if you can just have some quality at bats to push runs across. There's a variety of ways for the Bulls to score runs.
The winner of this game gets the fun of watching the carnage to follow. Wichita State, East Carolina, all before championship Saturday at noon tomorrow. South Florida keeps inching away and putting pressure on one of the best pitchers in the country, Autumn Courtney. The 3-2 is nubbed foul. Even Coach Erickson go back to his days as an infielder. He turned and looked ready to field that.
He's on his toes over there at third.
That's what keeps him young.
Well, for the high standard that he holds his defense to, they probably hold him to the same standard. Like, hey, coach, if we're going to make the plays for you, you got to make them for us.
That's a good play for Coach. Line drive to center. Hammond's the catch. Runner does not tag on a good throw in.
Coach Erickson looked a little frustrated there. Maybe wanting his runner to tag. Sam Walls over there at third base. She has the speed. It was shallow though, so.
It's a gold rush later today. ECU purple and gold. Wichita State power black and gold. Gallegani fights that off.
She's had one of the best swings of the day so far, Alexa Gallegani. When this game was still a 0-0 ball game.
After a 2-year title drought, Ken Erickson challenged his program to respond. Last year, the championship run on their home field. This year, closing out the regular season with 6 straight wins and preserving that top spot. Looks for insurance this time. A fly out to left to Florin. Last chance for Florida Atlantic when we come back.
Healing for South Florida, the sophomore, the reason the Bulls are in this ball game. The location of her pitches has been incredible. A little bit of a rise right there, but it's her drop ball that has been so effective against these Florida Atlantic hitters all day long. She's getting it for a strikeout, but she's also getting lots of weak contact. Evan, there's a reason why South Florida can win so many games in the American, and it's because they have an arm like Ann Long in the circle.
Dealing the cards of the ace of the year in the American Conference. 3 runs of support. The last 3 innings certainly help. And now 3 outs from another trip to a conference championship. It's interesting, the rest versus rust conversation. Well, South Florida, they have a deal breaker in Ann Long keeping Florida Atlantic off the board.
Well, they did this last year, too, getting the bye as well. They were the 2 seed coming into the American Conference Tournament and were able to go on and win it. And so that whole rest versus rust doesn't seem to apply to South Florida as much. And Ann Long doesn't seem to be rusty at all here today.
Lily Holche begins the 7th for Florida Atlantic. And the DP's out in front.
She hasn't thrown too many of those off-speed pitches, but when she does, especially on first pitch strikes, these Owls hitters are way out in front.
Just 3 hits today offensively for the Owls. And Long's wasted no time.
How about that? Faced 25 batters, 16 first pitch strikes. Talk about efficiency.
It's kept Long deep in this game, too. We noticed she could go 14 in a game this year against Florida Atlantic. That hasn't phased her. And even in a do-or-die game where it's scoreless halfway through, it did not see a slip of confidence.
It's also the 7th inning, and she's still under 100 pitches.
Holche takes a close one.
And that speaks to her efficiency as well. She's starting ahead, and she also gets so many of those ground ball outs. And with a defense like South Florida's, she can save her arm almost and throw more innings because she doesn't have to use as many pitches.
Good snag at first for the opening out. Ann Long, who watched hundreds of games of her high school teammate and USF star Georgina Korick deal in these conference tournaments, now gets to make her own storybook moment here in the semifinal.
She looks so calm too, right? Ann Long, just a sophomore. But here she is, pitching in the conference tournament and doing what she's done all year long. The American Conference Pitcher of the Year, adding on the accolades, but whether she's ahead or behind, she stays level, and that's what you want in a pitcher.
Cameron Orland off the bench for the Owls.
We heard Savannah give us the insight as to what Cameron Orland was telling her team. Now she's getting an opportunity to do it with the bat here in the 7th.
Cameron missed all of last year with an injury. And looks to spoil the Ann Long dazzling performance. That's off the glove of Nelson, and then guess who? Garcia Soto scoops it up with ease.
Even when there have been miscues within this infield, it always seems like someone is there to save the day. Usually it's Kathy Garcia Soto. Again, this one off the glove of Nelson, but Soto there, all smiles and yells. She says, I got your back. I want to take this team to a championship game.
So was Mama, who loved that defense from her 3-time Player of the Year defensively. Last chance for the Owls with Kylie Shelton. First pitch hacking. Last 2 years, Shelton's been a mainstay in this Florida Atlantic outfield, coming over from Colgate. And the Raleigh Chicken's on its last beak. Now its last strike.
The drop ball and the screwball on the outside corner to lefties. Something that Florida Atlantic hasn't been able to adjust to from Ann Long all day.
On the verge of a CG, this South Florida crowd thought they had strike 3.
That was definitely outside, but it's a great spot, right, from Ann Long. You want to see Kylie Shelton just swung at a pitch close to that right before. Does she get her to chase there?
So here's the 1-2. She went around, and South Florida's championship-bound Ann Long doing her best work in the circle here on semifinal Friday.
Ann Long Long never wavered this entire game. She only gives up 3 hits to Florida Atlantic, and from the moment she stepped into the circle, Evan, was dealing that drop ball, hitting all of her locations, and then her offense doing just enough to push across runs to send the Bulls back to the championship game.
Mama Garcia Soto leads the troops. South Florida won the tournament on its home field last year. They'll play for a championship here in Greenville tomorrow at noon.
We've seen this South Florida team all season long be at the top of the American, and they don't do anything spectacular all the time. They're just so consistent offensively, defensively, and especially in the circle.
Lots of hugs between Ken Erickson and this veteran Florida Atlantic unit. 3 straight years they've been impressive, not just in the American, but nationally speaking, with 2 regional trips, impressive non-conference wins, and mutual respect between Coach Clark and Coach Erickson have won in their own ways these last 2 years.
Now your favorite time, Evan. The placing of the sticker on the bracket. It looks like Alexa Galligani getting the honors here for the Bulls.
Put the 360 goggles on too and slap that sticker. There's your first championship participant. Derek Brooks loving it. Maria Travelpiece's protege with the triple that put USF ahead all the way back in the 4th inning.
You gotta stop giving me that credit.
Now we're just minutes away from the next semifinal. Wichita State, East Carolina, and here's more with Savannah.
And 6 strikeouts today. You were keeping these batters off balance all day. What was most effective for you?
I think most effective for me was just trusting in my teammates, not trying to do too much. I knew that anything that they hit, like my teammates would go out and get, and I think that showed today on the field.
When your offense pushed those 2 runs across the board in back-to-back innings, how does that allow you maybe to just settle in, knowing that this is a team, like you said, that can defend whatever's put in play?
Definitely just trusting them. You know, I knew that was going to happen, and it gives me some confidence. Like, I don't have to be perfect because I never do with this team. I always know that they're going to come have my back no matter what.
You've been in some pressure situations for this team this season, knowing that there's another game tomorrow to defend this conference championship. Are you ready to roll if your number's called again?
Yes, I'm always ready. Ready to do whatever I need to do for my team.
Thanks, Ann. Appreciate it. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Ann Long, so cool under the pressure of Savannah getting her there post-game. And here we go. The bracket, all the top seeds keep on winning. And South Florida searching for back-to-back tournament titles tomorrow at noon.
Next up, East Carolina and Wichita State. Will the top seeds continue to do what they've done all tournament long, Evan?
A tournament known for walk-offs, but the top seed had other plans here in the American Conference Championship. South Florida bats clutch down the stretch. Florida Atlantic battling their way back, but not enough as Ann Long throws the complete game victory. For Maria Travelpiece and Savannah Collins, Evan Budrovich, we'll see you at the top of the hour. Second semifinal looming. This is a presentation of ESPN.